The Japan National Stadium was silent before the storm. 8 women crouched on the track, each carrying the weight of nations, history, and personal destiny. For weeks, pundits had repeated the same story. Shericka Jackson, the Jamaican veteran with more sub-22s than any woman in history, was untouchable. She had conquered the bend, ruled the straight, and terrified opponents with her devastating top speed. Yet, on this night, something felt different. The tension wasn't just in the air. It was carved into the faces of the athletes. Melissa Jefferson Wooden, the reigning world 100-meter champion, had already shocked the world once. But to double? To take Jackson's crown in the 200-meter, her specialty? That was a fantasy, almost impossible in sprinting circles. Spectators whispered, analysts hedged, and Jamaicans waited to celebrate another coronation. But then the gun fired, and history ripped apart at the seams. So what really happened in those 21.68 seconds that no one saw coming? In this video, let's find out. Before the thunder of sprinting feet, there was silence punctured by nerves. In the Japan National Stadium, a crowd of tens of thousands held its collective breath. The women's 200-meter final of the 2025 World Championships was about to begin, and the stakes could not have been higher. Shericka Jackson, Jamaica's seasoned veteran, stood straight to make history with a potential 3rd straight world title. Opposite her, in lane 6, Melissa Jefferson Wooden, the reigning 100-meter champion, had her own destiny etched into the starting blocks. The chance to become the first American woman in history to sweep the 100-meter and 200-meter at these championships. But before the drama of sprinting unfolded, chaos intruded. As the athletes crouched into their set positions, Bahamian sprinter Anthony Strachan twitched just before the gun. It was a false start, a jarring interruption that drew sharp gasps from the crowd. Officials halted the race, forcing everyone back into their blocks. The delay stretched like a taut string. For sprinters, seconds of waiting can feel like hours, and tension can unravel composure. Jackson kept her poker face, refusing to betray a flicker of nerves. But Jefferson Wooden? Her eyes were unflinching, cold, and predatory. She looked less like a sprinter and more like a hunter waiting for the exact moment to strike. The reset created an eerie calm. What had been a contest of speed was now a battle of psychology. Would the Jamaican legend use her experience to steady herself? Or would the young American channel the tension into ferocity? The answer came the moment the gun fired again. The crack of the starter pistol split the night like lightning, and Jefferson Wooden exploded from the blocks. Her reaction time was among the sharpest of the field, and her block clearance, a crucial determinant of early advantage, was flawless. Head low, knees punching forward, she drove with ferocity. In sprinting, the first 0.05 of a second often decides rhythm, and Jefferson Wooden seized it instantly. Jackson, meanwhile, started efficiently, but without the spark she had once been famed for. Her acceleration phase, while technically sound, lacked the raw explosiveness of her younger rival. That fraction of hesitation created daylight, tiny but visible enough for trained eyes to sense momentum shifting. As the athletes surged from crouched stillness to upright sprinting posture, Jefferson Wooden carved inches into the track. It wasn't just a start, it was a statement. The American was not here to run in Jackson's shadow. She was here to change everything. Interestingly, the geometry of the track shaped the next act. Jefferson Wooden in lane 6, Jackson in lane 7. At first glance, this seemed to favor the Jamaican. From the outside, she could watch her rival's every move, stalking her progress. But what unfolded was the opposite. Instead of Jackson hunting, Jefferson Wooden turned predator. She stormed into the curve with ruthless intent. Her stride was fluid but violent, each step a hammer blow on the track. Her arms pumped like pistons, rhythm unbroken, head aligned, eyes fixed. By the 50-meter mark, the American had eaten up her stagger, pulling level with Jackson far earlier than expected. This moment was more than physics. It was psychological warfare. Jackson, accustomed to reeling opponents in by mid-curve, found herself being reeled in instead. For the veteran, this was a dagger to confidence. For the American, it was fuel, proof that her strategy to burn the bend was working perfectly. At the halfway mark of the bend, the race dynamics crystallized. Jefferson Wooden had gone all in, hammering the curve as though the finish line were closer than it was. Many feared this tactic could backfire, leaving her vulnerable in the final straight. But at 100 meters, her gamble looked golden. Spectators saw a runaway train in red, white, and blue. Jefferson Wooden's mechanics were impeccable. Her stride length was explosive yet under control, her torso upright, hips high. By contrast, Jackson looked heavy, almost labored. Her legs turned, her stride lengthened, but the snap was missing. For years, this phase had been her weapon, her moment to kill races. But in Tokyo, she seemed a step behind. Before we continue further, tell us, are you enjoying the video? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos on Black Africa. Let's continue now. Cameras zoomed in, capturing the sight of Jefferson Wooden's half-meter lead. Her head didn't swivel, her form didn't break. She was locked into her lane, running not just with her body, but with her will. As the athletes transitioned from curve to straight, the narrative of the race sharpened. This was supposed to be Jackson's kill zone. In countless races, she had emerged from the bend like a slingshot, devouring opponents with monstrous top speed. But this time, it was different. Jefferson Wooden didn't just hold her lead, she widened it. Her straight-line mechanics were poetry. Hips tall, arms cutting clean through the air, knees driving high with relentless rhythm. She looked untouchable, each stride a confirmation that she wasn't fading but surging. Jackson gritted her teeth, face twisted in determination, but the gap grew. What had always been her fortress, the transition to the straight, was now her weakness, exposed under Tokyo's floodlights. The American had flipped sprinting orthodoxy on its head, and the Jamaican was left chasing a ghost. At 150 meters, the stadium erupted. Noise cascaded like waves, disbelief mixing with awe. Jefferson Wooden was not just ahead, she was flying. Each stride extended the gap, a runaway force no one could reel back. But the race wasn't just about her and Jackson anymore. From lane 5, Amy Hunt of Great Britain surged into contention. Running the race of her life, Hunt clung to Jefferson Wooden's slipstream, surprising everyone by keeping Jackson at bay. For the Briton, this was redemption, a rebirth after years of promise marred by setbacks. The veteran in green and gold refused to surrender without a fight. Shericka Jackson's face contorted with effort as she tried to summon every ounce of her reserves. Her arms pumped harder, her legs churned, but the gap remained stubborn. Each step was a duel with time, with legacy, with the inevitability of passing reins. But as much as Jackson clawed at the track, Jefferson Wooden had already broken the race open. The American was gone, untouchable, and then it was over. Melissa Jefferson Wooden thundered through the line in 21.68 seconds, arms slicing the Tokyo night like blades. The roar of the stadium drowned everything else. This wasn't just a victory, it was annihilation. Behind her, Amy Hunt completed her miracle run, silver secured in 22.14. Jackson, once the titan of the 200-meter, crossed in 22.18, bronze, not gold, her reign broken in the harshest of ways. The images told the story. Jefferson Wooden was pounding her chest in triumph, eyes wide with disbelief at her own greatness. Hunt collapsing into tears, hands over her face, unable to comprehend her redemption. Jackson staring into the distance, the look of a warrior who had given everything but still came up short. It was iconic, unforgettable, the kind of race that reshapes history. For Jefferson Wooden, the Tokyo victory was not just another medal. It was a seismic shift in sprinting's power structure. By sweeping the 100-meter and 200-meter, she became the first American woman ever to achieve the double at the World Championships, and only the fourth woman in history to do so. The last to manage it was Jamaica's Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce in 2013, more than a decade ago. Her 21.68 was not only a world-leading time for the past 2 years, but also enough to place her 8th on the all-time 200-meter list, leapfrogging the legendary Allyson Felix. That fact alone showed the magnitude of her performance. Jefferson Wooden wasn't just winning races, she was rewriting record books. For Shericka Jackson, the defeat was painful. Tokyo 2025 was supposed to be her crowning moment, a third consecutive world title in her favorite event. Instead, it marked the twilight of her dominance. While her resume remains glittering with world medals, Olympic success, and times that rank among the greatest, the race revealed something deeper. The torch was being passed, whether willingly or not. For Amy Hunt, silver was salvation. A career once haunted by injuries and unfulfilled potential suddenly found its breakthrough. Standing on the podium, tears in her eyes, Hunt represented resilience, the story of an athlete who refused to give up on herself. And for the sport itself, this was a paradigm shift. America had waited since 2009, when Allyson Felix last won the world 200-meter title, to reclaim supremacy in the event. Jefferson Wooden undoubtedly ended that drought, stamping the U.S. not just back into contention, but onto the throne. This was not simply a race. It was the night when sprinting's narrative changed. The Jamaican dynasty, built on decades of dominance, met the fury of a new American era. And Melissa Jefferson Wooden, with her piercing eyes and unrelenting stride, etched her name into history, not just as a champion, but as the woman who dared to challenge destiny and won. What do you think? Did Melissa Jefferson Wooden just announce the start of a new American sprinting era? Or was this simply one perfect night in Tokyo? Can Shericka Jackson bounce back from this defeat? Or has the baton of dominance truly been passed to a younger generation? In the comment section below, share your thoughts on what Shericka Jackson should do now. Prepare for a comeback, or let the younger generation dominate? Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon next to it. We bring videos on Black Africa, its history, rich arts and culture, and things the world should know about. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, stay tuned.